to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is currently building his own cube. It's Norbert Morvan.
Movies, Films, and Flicks. Flicks.
So you're in Montana right now building your own cube, huh?
Listen, man, we're out there. We got to build a cube. We got all of this coke, and we are ready to go all night long.
Cube.
And I'm not talking Coca-Cola factory, baby. Let's get it going.
So right now you have about 7,000 contractors waiting for you because that's how much the cube would take, and you're digging the hole yourself.
Basically, as usual, the hardest guy to negotiate with is the guy who does the toilets. You know, he's all the way out there in Saskatoon.
Just order one piece from everyone, man. Just cogs in the machine.
That's it, man. The left hand does not know what the right hand is doing, baby, and that's how you get the cube built, eh? Posers.
I was thinking about this. So this is almost a trilogy of episodes we're doing. We did Demon Night, where a bunch of people get trapped in a motel. Then we did Cube, where a bunch of people get trapped in a cube. But, I mean, they willingly put themselves in the mall, but it does become a similar type film. So this is our Stuck in One Place trilogy.
Okay, there you go. I mean, this being the absolute refuge that they needed to be. And also just fascinating because of all the places that you could go, that housing project, you know, if they had cleared out that housing project, that would be a dope place to stay because you would get all those supplies and you could get your own little personal room. You know, housing projects are very solidly built, man. Serious fallout shelter, concrete cameras everywhere.
And they had grenades. They could have just blown up the stairwells.
Oh, clearly.
Those zombies are getting up there.
Yeah, man. And Roger, I mean, those guys are expert marksmen.
Oh, they're headshotting.
Their headshot game was real. This is the only zombie movie ever where you can legitimately believe that these two guys, yeah, they're not going to miss headshots.
Oh, they were such a good team. I will love how would you and I do in a zombie apocalypse, Norbert? Me and you rolling out.
Well, I'm going to flash back to back in the day. We were out there in Bunpyeongdong, you know, holding it down. And we would play House of the Dead. You know, how did you feel you acquit yourself during that time, man?
You were much better at it than I was.
I mean, so that's how we would do in the zombie apocalypse, man. I got your back.
Yeah, I could run. I had the cardio.
Your cardio clearly defeats mine, being like a 40-year smoker idiot that I am.
So I could be the runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I wouldn't be as cavalier though as Roger was.
Oh no, that was his downfall.
Watching that scene has never gotten less painful to me.
It looks so brutal. You know, Savini, I think he was a doctor in Vietnam or something like
war
that.
Photographer.
Okay, thank you. So him being a war photographer in Vietnam, that man knows what corpses look like and what the tearing of flesh is like. And when that zombie grabs him by the leg and just rips into the meat of his, oh God. It's the worst.
You know what's weird? Normally my complaint sometimes with horror movies, I'm like, I know where it's going. So I'm not thrilled. Like, I'm not into it. But with this one, I know where it's going every time. And it hurts me every time. You like these people. And so when you watch this movie, did things kind of change for you a little bit in regards to how you saw the world? I just want to, in certain aspects.
This is absolutely a movie that the first time you really sit down and watch it with no distractions, the mall just does not feel the same.
Never.
After you go into the mall the first time you watch this movie, you just, wow, Romero was actually not playing because people just flit back and forth. There are a lot of people just aimlessly staring at stuff. You know what I'm saying? Why did that person buy a pink Cadillac that's on a sweater that is made of goat hair? What is the point of these purchases, man? It's crazy.
Does it sound bad that I want what you just explained?
I mean, I have several of those, so, you know, I get it.
So when I was in at Florida State, I would walk around this mall. This was kind of the time when malls started kind of having their downfall around this time. You could tell that malls were sort of falling off. But there was this Sports Authority in the mall. It was like a sporting goods store. And what I loved about it is I would just go in there and walk around thinking I would lock this gate. The zombies couldn't go through. I have a running track. I have weights. I would take these chains and attach the weights to the the metal gate so people couldn't even lift it up if they tried.
Okay.
There was tons of protein bars, a lot of water, all
Okay.
this like stuff, weapons, blades. I would walk around it and just be like, okay, there's a tent up here. I would sleep up here. Whenever I see things, dude, I think to myself, like whenever I watch Night of the Living Dead, I'm like, just destroy the stairs. Like
You have to. You have to.
Like they're not climbing up that. So I always just, not everywhere I go, but I always kind of think, how would I, in a Home Depot, that'd be perfect for zombies.
No, agreed, man. Agreed. And the one thing that zombie movies get you doing as an adult, you enter coffee shops. Okay, where are the exits? Okay, where are the entrances? All right. Why is this door kind of concealed behind a portcullis? I don't get that. I walk into the shopping mall and I think, okay, KB Toy Store. Do I need that one? Not really. Walden Books. I could use that for kindling. This is because, back in the day, Green Acres Mall. Yeah, you got to be stocked. You got to have stuff to keep the brain and the belly full. You need things to do.
And, wait, I just had another. Oh, so, Grosse Pointe Blank, where he always sits against looking through the windows because he doesn't want to get shot by hitman. I just don't want to get attacked by zombies.
Listen, man, why do you think I always in Korea do not live on the first floor?
Yeah.
I don't. And it's something that zombie movies put into my brain. Give yourself some time to give yourself some staircases that you can smash off. This current building that I live in, we got a staircase that they always leave open on the left side of the hallway, which would be my doom. There's a set of stairs that has a double set of doors that can easily be locked. There are 2 elevator banks, but one is always shut off. So I'm good to go in the apocalypse, man. And I would just start murdering my neighbors, man, because they would always leave the door open. They go smoke cigarettes and just leave the door open. 어쩌라고? 시간 없어. 빨리. They're always running late for something, and they never close the door. I would have to murder all my neighbors.
And the problem with Korean zombies, if you've seen Train to Busan.
Oh my God, they're fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
What's one of the visuals that haunts my soul is when people are going down so they're going down on an escalator and then they see the fast zombies and then they try to run up the escalator. That's one of my favorite all-time zombie visuals ever.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because that you're as soon as you turn around and you take that first step and you feel that stair go down under your foot, you realize, oh shit, it's a wrap. I'm not going up anymore.
Remember in 2008 when you and I went down to Road King, and as we were leaving, it was like no one was there. We got out at like 5 a.m. because we were like playing poker. No one was around. And then we got some breakfast, some really like what was the stuff we would get at like 5 a.m. for breakfast? It was really hot.
Usually you get Haejanguk, baby. It's neck bone soup.
Yep, neck bone soup. Neck bone soup.
Absolutely.
So we go get that, and we're walking, and the sun's sort of coming up, but it's not. And we saw this group of about 6 really drunk people stumbling, looking like zombies.
Stumbling towards us.
And
That's
you
right.
pushed me towards them, and you went running the other way. And you know what makes me angry? I'm like, I could have gotten away from those zombies. I wasn't really mad about that. I get it. But I had to take a cab back by myself instead of splitting it with you.
Listen, I know that we live in the exact same apartment complex and all, but like I said, man, your cardio is vastly superior to mine. So if they see you, Koreans, a white man, they want to talk to you anyway. They want to touch your beautiful hair. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to murder you first, or at least try, but you'll get away. You're so much faster than me.
How funny would that be if you push me, and then I ended up running past you like 5 seconds later?
This is what I envision. You blow past me, Norbert, I'll see you, dog. Like, what? Oh, God, Mark! My plan is backfired. Ah! Absolutely. Absolutely.
The sky was gold, it was rose. I'm singing that as I run past you.
Yeah, you're just bailing. You're just like, if you like pina colada.
I wouldn't even trip you or want anything back. Hey man, see you at work.
No, that's the thing. I clearly didn't, there was no malicious intent, obviously, because if there was, I would have absolutely, hey, Mark, look over there, shove to the ground. Oh, see you in hell, Mark. That's the evil. That's the evil right there.
If I became a zombie, I would have gone full Flyboy and just walked all the way back to your door, bashed it in.
You see, this is what makes the Romero zombie movies iconic, man, because the zombies have that spark of intelligence, that little piece of who they used to be. And it's something that he put in the series from the first movie.
Yep.
You know, the first zombie you see, that creepy guy in the awesome suit, kind of looks like a 60s detective gone wrong. He starts to smash the window to get Barbara. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
And run.
He's a little faster than usual. He looked kind of normal. And he picks up a rock. He's like, yeah, I'm going to eat that girl. Delicious. I'm using this rock. I'm going to eat that girl. And then as they surround the farmhouse in the first movie, you're like, hey, you know, this looks like a very sturdy item to bash the door in to eat brains. They're just picking up tools. Yep. It's creepy as hell. The little girl stabs her mom with a gardening hoe. Jesus Christ, man.
Why are children zombies able to run and not adult zombies?
Well, you know, they're Flintstone kids, 10 million strong and growing. You know, they're all full of vitamin C and Kool-Aid. They don't give a damn, you know?
That makes sense. And this movie, I mean, all right, so which cut did you watch of this? Which one did you check out?
The one that I've seen most often is the original cut that's full of that weird goblin music.
But it's like a heartbeat, right? And it
is. And it's got that weird Moog or Rhodes keyboard with the vibrato. It's creepy, but I have also seen a version that's on Blu-ray that it doesn't have so much of that music. And then there's the 1978 extended mall hours that takes our international version and some other version and smashes them together, ends up being 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Oh, the German cut.
Is that what it is?
The German cut's 156 minutes.
Because this one's called extended mall hours. You know, I get into the dark
that's
corners.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I get into the dark corners of the internet and acquire items, shall we say.
I watched the 100. No, actually, you purchase them for the sake of movies, films, and flicks. You purchase them online legally.
That's right.
And,
That's right. Yes, I'm not that person to do illegal things.
But here's the deal. You bought the Blu-rays, found out they didn't have a digital copy, and since you already bought the Blu-rays, you wanted to have the digital copy as well. So that's what you did.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
I watched the I watched the 139-minute one, the director's cut for this one.
Okay.
But I've also watched the 127-minute. I've never seen the Argento cut.
I hear that it's bad, and I've never seen it, and it's probably like an hour and 10 minutes. It's just knowing Argento, because Argento movies are just dark and bloody, and then people smoking cigarettes and drinking espresso. We are Italian. Let us go and think about how life is a misery. Wait, that's like a French accent. That's terrible.
Well, there's a Frenchman in Italy. An American, a French werewolf in Italy. I mean, that'd be perfect. So you have that. But yeah, the Argento cut, he basically took out a lot of the comedic elements. So you won't see the pie fight. You won't see the water blasters. It's a very self-serious cut. They're not playing the video games in this. And I'm not going to lie, Norbert. I don't know why I would lie about this. I actually had a friend that said, I'm not going to lie so much. We started calling him No Lie. That's a separate story. However, I would love to be trapped in a mall for a week. The mall air is gross. Mall air is funky and it's recycled. But during a zombie apocalypse, and I've been living on the road for a while, I would love to be in a mall.
Well, as long as the zombies don't smash in, you know, you think about a mall, especially at that time, because 1977, 1978, a mall was still kind of a new concept, you know?
They even said, what is this place?
Yeah, exactly. They have no idea what the hell a mall is. A mall, you want to go to the hardware store, you go to the hardware store. You want to go to the supermarket, drive down the road, go to the supermarket. So for them, it's unbelievable. They got all that money in the bank. Hey, just in case, you know, they start snatching it up. They start snatching up money. There's a friggin' ice skating rink in there. Mm-hmm. It's like, this is actually a dope mall. I've never seen such a great mall in my life.
They had a huge gun shop.
Well, you know, 1978, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, baby. You got to get the ratchets going. Zombies or not, you know, you got to be able to shoot something from, a kilometer away. Like that sniper rifle he's using in the mall. You cannot miss with that.
Yeah, I love that scene.
The only sucker that would miss something with this gun is a sucker with the bread to afford it. That's a great line.
So,
it's a great line.
Would those bikers have taken residence there, or did they just want to pillage it and get back on the road?
I think column A, column B, man. Those bikers didn't give a damn about anything, boy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they did.
They got Sweeney in there. They were those. That's like you said. It's a professional gang, professional army.
who makes some very dumb decisions. But I love that aspect because I think Romero included that to just show the gore and the absurdity of all of that. And I think the director's cut, they spend about 7 minutes stealing jewelry. Like, they show the bikers stealing stuff for 7 minutes. And it's so absurd because they're just stealing, like, the guy grabs a TV. Like, they're looting a place, and someone goes, what are you going to do with that TV? And the guy's like, oh, yeah.
That's right. They ain't nothing on it.
Yeah, hey, Sledge, give me the thing. And he bashes it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, your article in particular on the blood pressure.
Yeah.
The guy I found that to be a groundbreaking piece of journalism right there. And it perfectly points to what you're saying. Why are these guys stealing things hey, you know what would be great? If I could steal a 4-finger ring. What the hell, man? It's the zombie apocalypse, yo. You're not going to run into Radio Raheem. What's happening?
I think you just get worked. Like, they didn't even go for much food. They didn't go for water.
No, they didn't steal any food.
One guy stole a whole bunch of lollipops.
This is what Tom Hanks ran into in Castaway. He had that tooth problem, and he had to take that tooth out. Can you imagine you survive the zombie apocalypse, you shoot 400,000 zombies, and then you get killed because you got a gum disease? Your gingivitis flared up for the last time because you ate lollipops during the zombie apocalypse? Wow. How ridiculous would that be? I
mean, that's kind of the way I'd like to go. So let's say we're on the road for 15 years, right? We start off with 1,000 people. 15 years later, we're down to 150. You know, you and I, like, we're world weary. We've been across the United States. We've killed thousands of zombies. We've killed hundreds of people. We're just rip-roaring badasses rolling across the United States. I survive everything, and then I just kick it. You're like, what happened to Mark? Tooth infection. Everyone would just laugh. Everyone would laugh. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Be like, listen, like, we rode motorcycles every day for 15 years together. But I don't really miss him because I think it's pretty great that he died of a tooth infection.
That's right. Plus, now I get to eat all his Tootsie Pops. Whatever it is, I think I see.
And then 5 years later, that's how you go.
And then, right? 5 years later, I die because, this paper cut, I just didn't get it looked at. God damn it.
How did Norbert go down? Paper cut.
Yeah. This is the horror that people don't remember. Their life without basic antibiotics, man. People just used to die. People just used to die of stupid things, man. I'm walking down the beach. Ow, I cut my toe. 2 weeks later, he's dead.
Done.
Like, people used to die from this, man. Let alone the zombie apocalypse.
And so not only do they have that, but there's robbing zombies.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's right.
I also love that Savini and Tasso, the two guys who did a lot of the work on all the makeup effects and zombies, and he just painted zombies' faces gray, which photographed weird, which he admits. But I love that they played Blade and Sledge, the two main bikers. Like, I love it.
Yeah, of course, man. And Savini's got that awesome mustache that it just never ceases to be out of style. And then he comes back in Land of the Dead as that zombie from the Dawn of the Dead.
No, he doesn't.
Dude, watch Land of the Dead again. They give him a full, I'm going to say, 10 seconds where he comes out after, they've done their zombie thing and smashed through the barricade. He absolutely still got his machete, and he grabs a guy by the neck and cuts down.
Whoa.
As the zombie. Straight up. The first recurring zombie in the Romero-verse, man.
That makes me so happy. I also love that there's an Argento in it, and Johnny Legs got a big role in it. I love John Leguizamo.
Which one is Johnny Legs again?
John he's
Land of the Dead. I thought you were talking about Dawn of the Dead. They're right.
Johnny Legs, man, that guy he needs bigger roles.
Listen.
I want him and Walty Goggins to get I call him Walty Goggins to get in a movie.
Yo, Johnny Legs and Walty Goggins, I would let them absolutely just read the phone book to me at all times.
Would you throw in any P-dubs, Patrick Wilson's?
Because Walton Goggins, Josephine Lewis, 1375 East Orange Tree Road, 212-658-7329. Le Leguizamo, no, quiero, dímelo. Hey, we got Walter Rodriguez, 275. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, not on the mouth.
Not on the mouth. Misbehaving.
I love in Ant-Man the Wasp when Paul Rudd's like, I'm looking for a Southern gentleman.
That's right. That's really what he was. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I love some multi-goggies. But yeah, back to Dawn of the Dead. This movie could only have been made. Like, I love how Romero he was unpredictable in his career. He made Night of the Living Dead. out of no, it's just him and a bunch of Pittsburgh people who shot commercials together. They shot that movie.
Mm-hmm.
They made a couple other movies, and then Argento flies him out to Italy in Rome. He locks him up in a beautiful penthouse. He writes the script, and then they go have dinner every night. Comes back to Pittsburgh. All of Pittsburgh just goes, "We love you, Romero." The mall lets him do whatever he wants at night as long as they put everything back. Right. Yep. He hires all these young kids from Pittsburgh, or just young people who are hungry. They're probably getting paid peanuts. Extras got paid $1 in snacks. It's just everyone united around this movie. No one was sleeping. You know, the hours in the film industry can be insane, but everyone that I hear who worked on this movie, it was glorious. We worked, we had a playground. We shot, and I guess what Romero would do with his DP, director of photography, Michael Gornick, he would just say, "Hey man, like there's like 3 zombies over there, and you're gonna point your camera and shoot them." And then he would disappear, and he'd come back 5 minutes later. "Hey man, you ready?" So he trusted all these people. Like his production manager, she went and got the Pittsburgh, or like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, their National Guard to shoot all these scenes. So they all just showed up in costume and did some acting. And he sent a first-time production manager out to do that. So he seems like he really trusted these people. They loved him for it. The town loved him. I mean, just the gore for this movie in 78? I was reading Ebert's review, and he's like, he does it on purpose. Like he knows what he's doing. But 10 years prior was Night of the Living Dead, and the gore was next level in this film.
And the thing about it is, when the zombies are eating those poor burnt up kids in the first movie, it's in black and white. They're using chocolate syrup and what looks like, pig guts, and just, tearing the bone off of giant turkey legs, whatever. But it's so visceral, man. There's something that you can't fake, that look of teeth tearing meat off of something, because you remember when you were eating that steak and that one little piece you had to gnaw. Oh my God, nothing was like that in 1968, 69.
Yeah, 68. Yeah. And then I also love when did I say 70? My bad.
Right.
No, 78. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, 78.
And then Night of the Living Dead, 68.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also in the beginning of this movie, when they're in the the apartment block or tower block, when that man walks up to his wife or girlfriend and just bites her neck off, bites.
Miguelito. Miguelito.
Yeah. He gets a hold of her neck and just rips it off. And I remember I saw this movie. I came upon this movie pretty late, right? I was about 19 when I saw it. That weekend I had watched. I was like, I got to catch up on movies. So I watched Requiem for a Dream, Clockwork Orange. I put myself in a horrible spot. And I capped him off with this. And I just remember, I'm telling you, dude, I was in a bad spot for like 3 days.
I was about to say, did you just break up with your girlfriend and rediscover Quaaludes? What's happening, son?
Well, you know me. I mean, that's every weekend. But, and so I just,
my God,
when the flesh was being ripped and when those people were in the basement eating bodies, they had been stored down there, and then they were getting headshotted, and then the one police officer kills himself. It's just, man.
Yeah. The first 10 minutes of that movie are not for the faint-hearted. And oh man, my kid just graduated college. I feel like celebrating. Let's watch the original Dawn of the Dead. No, not really. Not really. Because this is not a movie that is made for, hey, the heroes are going to survive. Everything's going to be okay. The original ending was actually going to end with, spoiler alert, Ken Foree shooting himself in the head after Roger comes back, and just I forgot the lady's name.
Francine.
Thank you. And just Francine flying off by herself.
She sticks her head in the helicopter blades.
Oh, that's right. She was going to kill herself too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Remember when she stood out of the helicopter and the blades going? She was going to just pop up her head. Like she was going to groundhog it into the blades.
Right. Because that's what happened to the zombie earlier in the movie that tried to creep on her. She couldn't hear. And the zombie was creeping up on her. And he got his head cut off. Yeah, the movie was going to end where everybody kills himself. And thanks for shopping. By the way, zombies win. I'm George Romero. It was just, oof, Jesus. And then the ending that we get, that's not a happy ending, is it?
No. How much gas do we have? We'll get a few miles. We'll fly far enough for the motorcycle gang to catch up to us again.
Yeah.
It's not... But I think by that time, Romero said this movie's kind of a romp. And, I mean, the beginning's most certainly not a romp. But when they get in the mall, at the, the pie fight, the water spritzing, stealing from them, it becomes this larger than life film. And so I guess he didn't want to build all that and then kill people. Because you bond with these four. When he kills Roger, when he shoots Roger, you feel it. And Roger, I don't know why, but that visual of Roger in that little cart putting on a hat has stuck with me for so long.
Because it's pathetic, man.
Yeah.
And he's really enjoying, what was he eating, like olives or something?
Yep.
He's like, these are the greatest olives he's ever had in his entire life. And it's because he's high on morphine and his leg is putrefying. And it's just the worst, man. But he's like, before I die, I'm going to be able to take full advantage of the Monroeville Mall. Yeah, kill yourself, man. Jesus Christ. and then he's laying there. I'm sorry, man. He's laying there in his arms. He's like, I don't want to be walking around like that. You make sure to take care of it. Don't let me come back like that. It's so creepy.
And Roger takes care of it. No, Peter takes care of it.
Not Peter. Yeah, Raj, I hear you, man. Yeah, Raj.
All right, Flatboy. But when they're driving around the mall in the car, there's like a weird freedom to it too. It's a very when they're locking the doors, it's very I don't know, man. It's exhilarating, is it not?
It's really intense because you assume that a typical mall, especially a mall that size, you figure that mall's got 4,000, 10,000 people when it's running at capacity, and except these are all zombies, and it's just the four of them. And so they're really jumping around. Yeah, the zombies are slow, but there's so many. I freaked out as a kid watching this, man. As many times as I knew what was going to happen. Oh, man. That little car, I swear I always wish it was a DeLorean instead of a hatchback.
Oh, my goodness. That'd be sweet.
That would have been sweet as...
Oh, did you hear about how they got that car? The production manager went to a dealership, Volkswagen dealership, and they just gave her a hatchback, and they turned it in all dinked up and banged up because they got into some accidents in it.
Yeah, of course they did, man.
Isn't that like? Of course they did. Like, I feel bad for that dealership. Oh yeah, for that Romero picture, sure. And then they bring it back. Well, you know.
Yeah,
it's a Pittsburgh movie. Man. Get over yourself. Totally. But
look, man, Pittsburgh represent.
I just love. I don't know. I just dig that the town wanted to be a part of this. I mean, also the crazy thing about this movie is they shot nights. So shooting in this mall
shot until
at night,
5 a.m.
It's like nights are so tough, man. I did 2 weeks of nights one time, and I just thought I was a different human being. I mean, they were in this mall every night for months.
It's really intense, eh?
But the town was still just saying, we want to be zombies. We want to get shot. We want to be in this. We'll show up for $1. And I like that.
It's that the first movie was what? $200,000, $250,000, and was the highest grossing independent film of all time until what? Deep Throat, something like that. Yeah. Like forever.
And then Blair Witch and what? Paranormal Activity.
Blair Witch. Right. So it's not like this guy comes up and says, hey, I'm going to shoot a zombie movie. People like zombies, whatever. They're like, oh my God, this is the sequel to Night of the Living Dead. Hell yeah. I'll pay you. Let me be in this movie. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think Romero had a self-destructive streak? So he turned down Hollywood. He didn't immediately follow this up. He made Marty and Night Riders, which both didn't do well. And then he came back, made Day of the Dead, that tanked. Do you think that but do you think that's who he was and he wasn't going to change and that helped him make classics? Or do you think he had a bit of a self-destructive side?
There are people who want their work to be done in a certain way. They want their movies to have a certain look, a certain feel. And then they take it to the studio and, you got to chop it up. No, you got to do this. You look at George Romero smoking all them cigarettes from New York City, New York. You think he's going to put his movie in some test screening, let a bunch of people from the ages of 20 to 42 tell him, the scene where Roger is eating the olive, why isn't he eating a Jolly Rancher? You think he's going to be down? Hell no. You look at that man, grizzly voice, just chain smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
He got his vision, and he's one of those guys where I'm going to find that money. I don't need you. To hell with Hollywood. I'm going to put this movie together the way I want. And he was always brilliant for it.
I think he really helped Pittsburgh. And I think his, Night Riders we covered on the podcast. I love that movie. I love that he was out there, not exactly being a rebel, but he didn't want to adhere to Hollywood's game. And I kind of dig that about him. And he has he has a fan base. He has amazing movies that won't die. So, I mean, Night of the Living
dedicated.
Dead, like The Walking Dead. I mean, people who worked with him are now still big. So.
That's right.
I also love how.
I was going to say, Nicotero is a director on The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Nicotero is from the school of Savini. You know, all of those guys know what they're doing on The Walking Dead, man. They're basically just doing Night of the Living Dead.
And I love how Romero, all zombies got their start from Romero not wanting to, in Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, not wanting to micromanage his zombies. He didn't tell them to walk specific way. He said, you have your own walk, and that's the way you're going to walk the entire time. So he put it on the extras and the actors. And I love that about him. I love that he just said, you do it. You're all unique. And I think that's why also people rally around him, is they got to express themselves in weird ways. And I think people embrace that.
Oh, yeah, man. And that's why the better zombie flicks that have come out in the 21st century, The Girl with All the Gifts.
Yeah, that was good.
There was the zombie movie. It wasn't really a zombie movie, but it ended up being a zombie movie. I think it was called American Zombie. The director was female, and the zombies, they can talk fully. They can walk and talk, but if they don't eat, they go feral. So they're trying to get equal rights, and they're trying to. It's like a documentary style zombie movie.
Oh, that sounds like iZombie. That
and
TV
then
show.
Exactly, iZombie. All of these zombie things that ended up being successful because the zombies were more cerebral. They weren't just about eating brains. There was a darkness, but you kind of sympathize with the zombies. That's Romero, man. Yeah. What you say, where he just lets the extras just walk around and do what they want to do. I'm going to find info on those other zombie movies, though, man. But yeah. Any.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. No, I'm done. Oh. Any one of those movies. Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I wrote an article about movies to watch for Halloween. I recommended Life After Beth. It's just this really. Have you seen it?
Wait. Beth became a zombie.
Yeah, and then she just dates this mopey Dane DeHaan. But Aubrey Plaza is just so weird in it.
It was Aubrey Plaza, yes. Yeah. I love that. Yes.
Yeah, I have so much fun with that. I just watched a movie on Shudder called One Cut of the Dead. That is my favorite 2019 movie by far. Japanese movie made for, the equivalent of $25,000 US. I don't want to spoil it, but have you seen One Cut of the Dead?
I have not.
I mean,
I will check it out.
I don't want to tell you more. I wish I don't want to spoil it because it was I had it spoiled for me, but I still loved every second of that movie. But yeah, I think I also love. I don't mind the Dawn of the Dead remake. I saw that in a packed theater in San Antonio, one of the biggest theaters I've ever seen in. The audience went nuts. The remake.
That movie was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That movie was honest. It was great. It was great. And Ken Foree and Roger and Peter, they both had cameos. And Savini.
Yeah, I love it.
They all three of them had cameos.
I mean, the beginning of that movie, I really like. I think it finds a nice kind of primal type of urgency. I mean, even World War Z I like because I think it's just nonstop movement. And I like Brad Pitt's character because he's like, let's go. And then he picks up that lady, chops off her arm, and then you have the small ending. I don't know. I love zombie movies.
I can watch just about any zombie movie at least once. My beef with World War Z is just, don't call that movie World War Z. Call that movie anything else but World War Z because that book was fantastic. And that book is something that needs to be an HBO 8 to 10 episode series.
I want an episode where the kid has to escape from that. And he's in Japan, right? And he has to escape from that apartment block.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's out of shape, but he's climbing down. Are you kidding me? That scene alone, that section of the book alone, is a 90-minute movie. Yeah. This guy trying to escape. It's dark when he opens the apartment door, but he hears like wet noises and oh my god, I'm scared right now.
You and I need to be associate producers if this thing gets rolling, man. That would be. I would just love that. And then the blind guy who's killing all the zombies, and then you have the battle of that square where they held off like 200,000 zombies. Yeah,
the Indians they formed the Raj Singh Square in India. Yeah, and the Battle of Yonkers.
Yeah,
when they're coming
Yonkers.
up. The reason and this is the reason why that book touched me so, because I had to drive from Brooklyn up through Westchester. And so I know exactly the highway that they're talking about in that book, and I can see it. I can see it like I've never seen anything in a book in my life, where they're just marching up from Manhattan, the one long zombie stream. How is this not in the movie? Brad Pitt, you beautiful bastard.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
You know, they had more insane stuff in that film that they cut too. His wife got kidnapped by a guy. Then Brad Pitt joined a Russian crew where they killed people with not like blades. And they filmed all of it, then cut it all out. But I like the quiet.
Terrible.
The quiet ending was good though, just him in that hospital.
It was.
I dig that movie, but yeah, I mean, but without Night of the Living. Well, I guess you know, there are the pretentious people out there that say White Zombie, and they talk about the other movies, but that was more kind of sort of Haitian voodoo that created the zombies.
The origins of the zombie flicks are mind control. Not dead. Yeah, mind control from magic. You know, you will go and you will be my slave and you will do the bidding, blah, blah, blah.
This is the first where they just, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, because apparently Romero had read the book or saw the I Am Legend, Richard Matheson, The Last Man, and he decided, okay, he didn't want to do vampires because Richard Matheson, that book, they were bacterially enhanced vampires. So he said, okay, let's take the zombie thing and just make it a disease. And so it's your neighbors trying to murder you. Yeah. And oh my God. And look how long this has persisted. It's over 50 years. And the amazing thing is the almost limitless number of TV shows, comic books, movies that have taken big chunks of his idea. And Romero wasn't a super rich guy.
Never.
It really makes you think. If he was more litigious, we wouldn't have 3/4 of these zombie movies, I think.
It's like, thank you, George, for this, but we're not going to give you any of the royalties.
Seriously. Think of all the zombie movies you've seen where the bite transfers the disease.
Yeah.
That did not happen until this guy's movie came out. And you never see it. It's like the case of Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Bill Finger is the guy who designed and wrote all the awesome Batman stories. He made the Joker, the Penguin. But Bob Kane was like, nope, I'm stealing credit. To hell with you.
You want to hear something cool about this movie?
Tell me something.
All right, so they went in and changed every single light in the mall so they could shoot wherever and not have to worry about the time that they would need to spend on the shoot.
Wow. Every single light?
Yeah, so in the mall, on the outside, when they were going around, they didn't have to worry about a setup to change lights because they went in there ahead of time and they added color-corrected lighting already into the mall.
Really hot. God, that must have taken forever.
And there's so many shots in this movie when you watch it again. You know, you watch Night of the Living Dead, and there's a lot more, there's longer shots. There really are.
Right.
Dwayne Jones monologues, it's awesome. You have these longer shots. And this one, if you watch it again, you'll notice a lot of really static short shots because that's just what they had to grab when they were out there. A lot of handheld short shots.
A lot of quick. Yeah, the mall's opening. Right.
I mean, that's what they had to do. And also, I found this interesting. They said that he never storyboarded Romero.
Really?
Yeah, he only had shot lists. So I mean, those shot lists are you probably have a strip board and you have all the shots you need. But I feel like his movies are very loose. But then you have someone like George Miller who made Mad Max Fury Road, and for every shot there was a storyboard. It's an interesting way.
I think that probably Miller uses the storyboards because there's a lot more potential for fatalities, quite honestly, in the George Miller Mad Max movies. If we do it exactly like this, there's a good chance you're only going to break your arm when you come flying out that car at 60 miles an hour. You know, Romero's like, okay, you 7 guys go over there, eat those pig guts, and action.
Hey, Savini, jump off this wall.
Yeah.
Savini's like, okay, I got
that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Savini, drive through this glass.
Is there any particular way you want me to jump off the wall? Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice. Just jump off the wall.
There's this amazing documentary about the movie, and they show this scene where Savini jumps from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor, and what they have is they have a bunch of boxes set up and some mattresses, and he went in between them and whapped his foot really hard. Yeah, because he wasn't a stuntman. He wasn't. He was very versatile, very athletic, as you can see by his karate kick.
But he's in great shape. Yeah,
he wasn't a card carrying stuntman. So he did that stunt. He fell between them and jacked up his foot.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. That man went to Vietnam, took pictures of corpses. George Romero's like, here, jump from the 2nd-story building. Okay, this one, sure.
Yeah. Wait, why are we setting up boxes?
Nothing that man would not do.
Why are we setting up boxes?
I need a box. Yeah, what are you talking about, box? Just put some leaves. Oh, walk it off. Tom, your foot's backwards. I'll walk it off. Walk it off. All right, let's get some spirit gum and some foam. All right, let's make some latex. Let's go. Come on, people.
Even now, 40 years later, 41 years later, 40 years
Can
later.
you imagine?
They
It's a
still
long
use.
time
They
ago.
still use. Did you know
That's
that?
right.
Like,
I did not know that. That's insane.
Yeah, I've been on sets before, massive movies, like $200 million movies, and we're setting up boxes for people to fall on.
Dude, because these people grew up in the era of lawn darts
Yeah.
and non-child-proof capped aspirin. These were dangerous people who lived by the seat of their pants.
And I love
and
all
marched
these
to their own drummer.
all these guys. I love listening to Bruce Campbell talk. He's like, yeah, we did all these gags where I threw a front kick off a building, kicked a guy off the second floor, and then he fell into some jello. It was a great gag. Like that's the gags back then were just horrible. Like murderous.
Yeah. Bruce, you could have shattered that man's collarbone. He'll walk it off, rub some dirt on it.
It's for the gag. It's for a good bit. It's a good bit.
It's a gag. Yeah, it's the 70s. It's a gag. Yeah.
All right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break. Sorry to jump on you there, but we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about more gags. How's that sound?
All right, I'm going to go eat these brains. I'll be right back.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. Norbert, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, so would you rather be stuck in the Dawn of the Dead mall that is loaded with zombies, so when the four of them arrive, you're in that situation, or in the Cube?
Wow. The Cube has no video games, no food, no potential household items that I could use, and there's a very good chance that I'm going to get sprayed in the face by acid or diced into literal cubes. On the other hand, I will not be eaten alive by my grandmother.
And you're very good at math.
Dings. And I'm very good at math. That's right. I know the Fibonacci sequence.
Yep.
Forwards and backwards. I'm also good at prime numbers.
Yep.
And all of that is due to PBS and Square One television. The mind boggles, man. What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to go with the mall full of zombies. I'm going to go, wow. I think that really underlines how horrifying the Cube is. I would rather be in a mall of 4,000 to 6,000 zombies than to spend 10 minutes in the Cube.
Yeah.
Jesus.
At least in the mall, you could stretch it out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just love how they show up to the mall, they find a room that they can stay in, they build a ladder, then they build a fake wall that no one can get up to, and then they go around blocking the doors with those trucks, which leads to Roger's demise, and then they lock the doors, then they kill the zombies, and they put them in a freezer full of great meat, which you probably could have used. You could have just thrown them out. Well, I guess they don't have that many bodies to throw them outside.
No. Or you could just take them up to the roof and just leave them up there and just toss them off the side at your leisure.
I guess
you're not worried about the funky smell outside.
And it gives you something to do.
You get the cardio dragging those dead bodies up the stairs.
It's just I just love the nature of it and how and then once they have them all clear, they really start going for the consumerism, and then they get tired of the consumerism.
Well, this is the thing, this is why I only buy used cars, man, because something is only new for so long, and then after a while, you either need the new thing or the new thing. I mean, it's never enough. It's never enough, man, and that's what the zombies are about, man. They eat. They go, they eat, they go, they eat. Sorry. It's never enough.
Yeah, I love, man, it just, I don't know. I know you're supposed to view this as consumerism. You're supposed to view it as they're finding a comfy life inside of a mall as the world is going to hell.
That's right.
But you're still enjoying yourself. It's a very fine line to walk on.
Yeah.
This film. You know what I mean?
Well, and if you think about it too, this is 1978. So the video games are trash.
Yep.
You got to have either VHS or beta that you're watching stuff on, and beta was the higher quality at the time. There's not much to do in that mall except get blisteringly drunk, I think, every day, which is why after they settle the place down, you just see them always with a bottle of Jack.
And he said, Ken Foree said that was really, that huge roll of cheese. They said that was real Jack, by the way.
Yeah, it's 1978. Hell yeah, I'm drinking while I'm making this movie. Hell yeah. Minimum.
He's out there playing racquetball. They make dinner for each other. How long are they in that mall kind of enjoying domestic bliss?
I feel like by going by the calendar, I'm gonna say it was like 3 to 6 months after they cleared the place out.
Wow.
And then the boredom just hits.
Yep.
The boredom hits, and they realize that they're never gonna see another human being again when the TV shuts off. You know, and after Peter has to shoot Roger in the head, he's like, I'm gonna try not to come back. And then you see him open his eyes, and there is a weird struggle as Roger slowly. It's the slowest resurrection that you ever see. And I think that's honestly because he really was trying. The tiniest bit, that tiny bit of humanity that survives in all the zombies. I think it was really there. Oh my God, that's such an intense scene.
Wow. Man.
It's such an intense scene.
And so do you want to hear something random? They added, so there's a continuity error in the film, and they added in the zombie that grabs Flyboy by the leg. So then he can drop the jacket that's around someone's waist. So then when they run by again, it's not there. So they had to do reshoots to show why that person would have that continuity error inside the store. That's why there's one random zombie in that area.
I mean, that's so thoughtful, man. That's such a beautiful thing,
So what are your favorite kills in this movie?
Okay. The Savini kill at the end where he just takes the machete. And you can tell it's like they did a reverse shot of the machete getting buried in the guy's head.
Oh,
that one is amazing. That one is amazing. The guy who has the Tommy gun that just gets surrounded in the parking lot.
Oh man.
He takes a bad loss. Roger, the all-time, possibly the greatest scene in any zombie movie, the shooting of Roger in the head.
Oh man, it explodes all over. Oh yeah, shooting him, and then also Flyboy. When he becomes that zombie, I mean, that's a brutal kill inside the elevator.
Ooh, man. Shot in the shoulder and then just chewed up. Oh, my God. He bleeds to death. Oh.
And then he comes back as like a rolled ankle zombie, which I kind of love.
I read somewhere, I think, that he actually dislocated his ankle to get it to look like that. Because if you look, his ankle is not cool, man. His foot is not cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
I don't know how you walk on that.
Yeah. You know how? Because Vicodin, and it's 78, so I'm assuming Quaaludes.
Not cocaine yet.
Cocaine yet.
The screwdriver zombie. He's the one that they added in. You know how they did that? So they had a screwdriver with a retractable head, and in that screwdriver there was a pump of blood. So when he stabbed it into the person, the thing retracted, and then the blood came out. And when they did the zombie who got his head cut off by the helicopter blades, the zombie he put little levels on. And then there's a filament attached to it. So when it stepped off, Savini just kept pulling the rope, and he had someone run with it, and they pulled that off.
That is brilliant.
Then,
you know who's another cool guy that doesn't get enough credit in this movie? Logical professor guy.
Oh yeah.
The big dude who's got the eye patch.
I love that. And all these people. Yeah. He's like, this is an issue of morality, and we don't know. He's like, no, they're dead. We need to kill them.
Yeah, word. I love it so much. This is not the Democrats and the Republicans. This is not a budget issue where you get more money than me. They need to be shot.
Yep.
We must be logical. It was so amazing. He's so creepy.
But he's right,
so creepy,
though.
And he's 100%. 100%.
I mean, these arguments that people are having, it's kind of pointless.
Exactly. Yeah. He's saying that, you brought me on this TV show to have some kind of McLaughlin group debate. And I'm telling you that if we do not kill the living dead quickly and burn their bodies, we are going to be overrun. So let's start feeding people to the living dead, first of all. And then let's nuke all the major cities, Chicago, LA, Miami. Let's just nuke them. And, people don't operate like that. Your scientists are supposed to... Logical. I'm sorry.
You see how that worked out on Day of the Dead, right? Everything just goes to absolute crap.
Everything has gone. Oh, my God, there's crocodiles in the streets. Ooh.
Also, in the beginning of the film, talking about, like, logical decisions, I thought it was really smart of Romero to start us off with just ultra-violence. It primes you for this movie, and if you can survive those 5 minutes, you can survive the rest of the film. Like, this is like when they blow up that head. So Savini stuffed a head full of hot dogs and pig guts and anything he could find at Crafty, and then he shot it and blew it up. And they got everybody together, like Ken Foray and like everyone. They're like, hey, Savini's going to blow up a head.
That's awesome.
So they just...
I like the hot dog aspect of it, because that probably looks and smells awful.
And then he just blew that thing up, and the shot.
Yeah.
So people were appalled at this. Again, so he appalled people at Night of the Living Dead, and then Dawn of the Dead, he just appalls people again, which I kind of love.
Well, in color.
Yeah.
This is the difference, you know? Because the nudity in the first movie is not duplicated in the second movie. They had the naked zombies.
Yep.
And then the Resident Evil video game, you get the naked zombies as a nod to George Romero, you know? So nudity, no problem. Eating people, problem. And that's the only time that's ever been applied in cinema. Everywhere else, it's reverse. You know, you can't show boobs on TV, but hey, that's fine. Shoot this guy in the face.
I think what zombies, would this much blood be allowed today? Because I know Tarantino with Kill Bill had to make the blood, he had to go in anime to show violent sequences, and then he had to do like behind screen and in black and white. And he had to find different ways to let blood spill that. But in this one, I mean, just the opening sequence alone, you don't see that much in R-rated cinema nowadays, do you? Am I?
I mean, Deadpool was rated R, and that was comical.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be extremely violent, but we don't see anything like tearing off, biting into Roger's legs and arms. Yeah. That's very slow, and you can kind of see the meat tear.
I mean, the skin flaps. I think that's what it is. Just like you said, the sort of realism to it.
Because it's actual intestines and stuff. It's not human, but these are actual intestines. When they dig into a guy's right underneath his collar, his chest bone, and they rip him open, that motorcycle guy, they're pulling out actual intestines.
Yep.
Not his actual intestines, but the creature's intestines. And they got a stretch and a wiggle to them, man. You can't CGI that. It's gross. It's still gross.
Do you want to hear something funny about so the guy Tazo is the sledge who got all those guts ripped out. So he had a fake stomach, and then he had the guts against his stomach. But he washed them as much as possible. So when the zombies are pulling them out, they're very clean-looking guts.
Yes, they are. They're super clean. And he ended up dying just like Rhodes in the next one. Rhodes had a big part in this one. Just as they're getting onto the helicopter, Rhodes is featured as a guy who's robbing their supplies. And then they're talking about, cigarettes, we should take a boat. We need cigarettes, because it's 1978 and we smoke everywhere.
Where are you guys going? I don't know, to an island.
We need cigarettes.
Yep.
They needed cigarettes more than they needed food, man.
Do we need a boat or cigarettes?
Can we get a boat made of cigarettes?
Oh my gosh. Someone would. I guarantee you, Norbert, that's been built before.
I don't doubt it. I know that you're a bit younger than me, so I don't know if you remember taking an airplane when people were allowed to smoke like everywhere.
Just the ashtrays in the plane.
So we're in a plane a mile above the earth, and this little curtain separating the smoking and non-smoking section is doing the job you think it is. Absolutely. And we're just all being poisoned for 6 hours. And it's whatever, because I'm lighting up a butt. It's flavor country. The sky.
I hope they got their cigarette, those guys, because they didn't. I love that talk between them. Like, are we gonna have to shoot each other?
Seriously, the cigarettes were not a joke, man. You know, it's not. Thankfully, you don't have that addiction. But let me tell you something, man. I need a cigarette now.
When I met you, you had 4 cigarettes in your mouth,
and I was lighting a 5th.
Yep. You know what Austin Powers, when he lights the 5 cigarettes in his mouth and he throws them all into the fembots' mouths? You just keep the 5 in there.
All of them. It
was kind of. I hated talking to you when you had all those cigarettes in your mouth.
You're right, man. You're right. You know, I did not want to ruin your perfect physique and your incredible cheekbones with my smoke, and I'm sorry.
And as opposed to taking all 5 out at one time and exhaling, you would just take 1 out. So then you'd still have 4 in there.
That's right.
During class, you poor students.
You know, you got to smoke in front of the kids, man, because especially the men in the Korean army, they get incredibly discounted and or free packs of cigarettes from the Korean tobacco companies. So they come out fully hooked. They're ripped. They're shredded. You know, they got like 9-10 abs, but they smoke like a pack and a half a day. and they're ready to go.
I know I did notice a lot of smoking out there, but I don't really go out anymore, and like smoking's prohibited at a bunch of places.
Yeah, I've spoken to my students that have gone through the military training, and they come back smoking.
Really?
And they were like, oh yeah, these cigarettes that cost $2.50 in the convenience store are given to us for like $1 when it's an incredible drug dealer vibe. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I talked to a guy when I took my GRE, I stayed at this guy's house in Seoul named Bum Soo, and he had just gotten out of the military, and I was like, so what exactly did you do? And he didn't want to tell me a lot. He's like, I just kind of stood around and by the border. I was like, well, what if something happened? He's like, I had to run away from the border and get people.
Well,
so he said there was a lot of boredom. So I could see if you're just sitting around, you'd just be smoking cigarettes.
Well, I also think that they're sitting around smoking cigarettes because, like in World War Z, the book, 25 million North Koreans just disappeared. Yeah, they were zombies. They were probably zombies underground. So you got to smoke those cigarettes because the cardio is not going to matter when 25 million zombies are coming at you.
I always wonder that if I knew a meteor's coming to Earth in a month, it's like, do I just drink all my whiskey? Do I enjoy life? Like, what do I? Do I just take every advice up?
This is what you get, because here in the Dawn of the Dead, they're trapped in the mall. Okay, so in theory, they can live either A, the rest of their natural lives as long as they replenish supplies, or B, run out of supplies and then just eventually just overdose on. They seem to have a lot of morphine lying around, because they keep Roger pretty high. So that it's 1 month. If it's a month, I stretch that whiskey out, or I smash that whiskey on Tuesday, and on Wednesday I just storm the liquor store and just 30-year-old single malt. I'm drinking that for the next 28 days. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Let's get that to happen.
Give the guy $10,000. Like, it's not going to matter.
That's right. And here's another question for you. Okay, zombie apocalypse has come and gone, right?
Yeah.
The money. Whenever society comes back, we're going to use money, right? You remember Dawn of the Dead? They go into the bank, they say, you never know. And they just raid the bank. Dude, do you just steal money? Do you just, during the zombie apocalypse, we're not using currency, obviously. We're trading. But just in case, do you just steal money from every bank you come across? Just in case.
I don't know if I would do that first. I think I would get survival first, and then I would start pulling that together.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly.
I got a question that's going to blow your mind. You're in a grocery store. You have one backpack. A mysterious voice comes up to you and says, Norbert, you have 15 minutes, and zombies are going to start chasing you, right? 15 minutes.
Oh,
here's
Jesus
a backpack.
Christ.
You can you can either pack all your gear for 1 minute in this grocery store, or you can spend 5 minutes getting the gear you need. What would you take to put in that backpack?
We're in a grocery store, right?
Yeah. So, but also it has a drugstore and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. I am taking cheese, painkillers, water, beef jerky, teriyaki beef jerky, cilantro, because you got to put cilantro on stuff.
Your cheese.
And because I have that cilantro, now I'm taking avocados, I'm taking red onions, and I'm going to make a hell of a guac. I'm going to make a hell of a guac, man.
I mean, let me tell you. Stoneware.
We also need lemon. We also need lemon and lime.
Well, you have to have lemon with avocado.
Also cutlery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically the ingredients for a beautiful crudité. I could gather those in 5 minutes. And water. You can't forget water.
So there's
and cheese.
There's bandages, there's gauze, there's antibiotics, water, protein bars, all that. I'd go grab an extra umbrella in the store.
Nice.
I'd get.
Oh, don't forget a towel. Right?
Yeah. Toilet paper. I'd take a roll.
Okay.
I mean, man, I'd be running past you miserable with everything practical, and then you'd just be sitting there going, "Hey, Mark," like eating a delicious cheese board.
Let me tell you something about cheese, man. Okay. Cheese, it doesn't really go bad as quickly as you think. And my addiction to cheese is total. So I'm going to tell you, honestly, I'm the type of cat, when the cheese gets moldy, I just cut off the moldy part, even though, it's still technically, because mold is a fungus type thing. So the roots have all the way reached in there. You should never eat moldy food by just cutting off the moldy parts. You got to throw the whole thing away. But I've eaten it because my digestive system's tough.
I never thought I'd ever hear someone. So I was expecting, gauze and painkillers and maybe some scissors as weapons and that kind of
Cheese.
stuff. And your first answer is cheese.
Cheese. Do you understand how vital cheese is to society? We can't have cheese without society, man. That shit is going to remind you of what society used to be. Because you need time to make cheese, man. And you know how you have time to make cheese? There is no war. There are no living dead. You don't have to go from place to place. So things that you lose in society, you know what you lose? You lose cheese, flushable toilets.
Pretty much everything.
Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, babies.
So
it's hardcore, man.
In high school, I had a shirt that just said cheese on it. And one of my best friends growing up loved cheese. So maybe you and I kicked it off because of your love of cheese.
You cannot discount the value of cheese. Dairy products in particular, man, it require time and a lack of the undead.
What about pizza cheese?
Pizza cheese is trash, man.
What about if it has corn in it?
Well, now you're talking Korean pizza cheese. So that's a whole other story. That cheese always tastes weird. But it's acceptable. If there's nothing else, you will eat just a pack of 64 slices of quote unquote American cheese processed. What else you got in the movie, man?
I mean,
because cheese is my first thing.
What did you think about kind of the dynamics between the four? I mean, Francine at first, she's like, I didn't have time to make you dinner. I didn't have this, but I think she's full of some very practical ideas. She knows that, nothing gold can stay. She knows that the mall it's not going to last. And in fact, they took their eyes off the prize. Like they just got comfy and then outside was coming to them. So she's like, I want to learn how to fly the helicopter. And Flyboy got mad at her. She didn't even say, I want to learn. She got real feminine on him. I don't know about you, but I want to learn how to fly that helicopter. She was like, no, you didn't, girl. Got on him. And she's right, though. Like, that's a right.
Absolutely.
And then she started
100%.
shooting. I liked when she had the gun and she was learning kind of how to shoot the zombies. And then they were shooting at the ice rink. And then she knew how to fly the helicopter. I mean, she came a long way from her ordeal with the Hare Krishna zombie.
Oh, which was creepy. Yeah, because she... And at the beginning of the movie, she's basically having a PTSD nightmare.
Yep.
Just to show you how bad it's been. This, even though the movie is 10 years after the first Night of the Living Dead, this is 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, society is almost gone. So her nightmares in the beginning, as you watch the rest of the movie and you see how the zombies really are and they really act, she has gone through some of this.
Yeah.
And they can't get off the air. She's sleeping in office, probably because she would rather not be walking around and just get nibbled on in the parking lot by Steve, And he used to bring her coffee.
I love the... Oh, he did bring her coffee. That was nice. I like the... Oh, man, what was I going to say? I had something with her. Oh, no. When Steven says, look what we did in an afternoon. Like, look what 3 or 4 of us did. I know... All right, listen. I know Roger gets bit because he was, but that was him as a person. He was Cavalier. But these 3-4 people were able to lock off an entire mall and kill hundreds of zombies just by being smart.
Yeah, and working together. Working together.
I drive to Atlanta in the morning, and no one knows how to merge. No one knows how to zipper merge. People speed and then slam on their brakes. They don't let other cars. If someone puts their blinker on with plenty of time to get in another lane, a person will speed up. So
that's right.
He asked this question, why don't more people do this? But I think that's fair because I don't think a lot of people would do that. We would immediately go, I'm number one, as opposed to let's all live. And so I guess I get how a zombie apocalypse would go bad. They keep their dead in the basement.
That's right.
And also, would you want to shoot this person who became a zombie? It's a very interesting moral question, but also it speaks towards – it's also very interesting because humans in this – there's a lot of consumerism. We have all that going on in our lives, and it hits you over the head with it. But also we're very thinking about ourselves as far as individualistic things. So we all come together to consume, but we're also individuals who think about ourselves first in this. So, I mean, Romero knew what he was doing. So this is a very, I think people who don't like horror films embrace this theme. So it's like an intellectual horror film and it's a gorehound horror film.
That's right. They clear the mall and then they have access to
the pinnacle of 1978 fashion, food, and merchandise. And they spend maybe the first month and a half just, oh, this is a nice suit. Oh, wow, this table is made of cheese, you know? And they play with these things. And then the boredom sets in. That one shot of Peter and Fran in the bed, and it's just zooming out, and they're just not even looking at each other because they're completely satisfied. They're completely safe. And what is the point? Because there is no society. There's no more people. They're completely alone. And another great thing about the way that they all get along, there's no id, ego, super ego, you know, like Star Trek and a lot of other movies, you know. A lot of other movies, you get three characters. One guy's the jerk, one guy's logical, one guy's the wild card. This, everybody is pretty much the same. We don't want to die. We're going to figure it out. We're going to work together. We're not making stupid decisions, except for, unfortunately, Roger, who just loses it. It's a brilliant movie.
That's a great point that you make. I think in the beginning, Flyboy's a little jealous, I guess, because, you know, Raj and Peter are just badasses. And Flyboy's not. He fumbles. He fumbles when that zombie comes at him. It's a tense scene for sure. And I don't know how I would react, but he's not this guy.
He can't shoot. That's right. He definitely can't shoot. He can't take care of himself.
But then he becomes a constant to Peter. Peter starts to kind of rely on Flyboy. And I kind of liked how that developed. And I also liked how Francine wanted to learn how to fly a helicopter. So you're right. That's a really good point you made about how they do all that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they get it pretty early on that, the world is over. And in the extended mall hours cut, they have a part. So who did you left behind? Who did you leave behind? Oh, my ex-wife. Oh, my friend, my brothers, you know? So they realize these people are dead. We are done. It is the four of us. We got to work together, period. So that minimum is set right there in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
That's interesting.
And the arcs go from there. Yeah.
And it all goes to hell when Flyboy, hundreds of bikers are in there. Those actually brought in pagans to do that, the pagan motorcycle gang. But
that's awesome.
He's like, this is mine. And he basically causes all them to die. Like, he dies, selfish. The other two. I mean, they couldn't have gotten that mall back. The mall was a lost cause. All the bullets were stolen, all that. But he goes, this is ours. They could have just gotten the heck out of there.
Exactly. Peter's plan was stay hidden. Let them tear the place up. You know, we'll try to put it back together. Worst come to worst, we'll leave. But like you said, his selfishness finally pops up. And it's a little bit out of character because as you watch the movie, I mean, he just wants to be living with Fran and have the baby. You know, I don't really think he's a super selfish guy, but it makes sense. It makes sense. It pops up out of nowhere, but it makes sense. You get it because they worked hard and their friend died, for Christ's sake, to get this place. So yeah, it's mine. I want it.
Yeah, and then that just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting though. Like it's just, and at the end, it's human versus human with zombies also there. The zombies become secondary. I don't know, man. Romero's a smart guy. He knew what he was saying, and I kind of love that about him.
Yeah, man. Look, man, the late 70s in America, you know, the money, inflation, not so good. Layoffs that used to be temporary are now, actually don't come back. So there's a lot of uncertainty. And all of these people in the 60s, they were super happy, or quote unquote, they were super happy. You know, the future is here. We're going to be strong, great America. 10 years later, stuff's getting dark. The 80s are here. Things are getting dark. The problems are not being solved. This movie is just telling you, hey, you know what? There's a good chance that the ending is not going to be happy. And that's what a lot of Romero movies did. That's why a lot of people will never let these movies go, man.
So I showed my students Night of the Living Dead, the original. And at the end, when Dwayne Jones is shot, everyone in the classroom just went, I hate you, Mark. Like they got mad at me. Mad.
Exactly.
But how many movies have you watched, though, where it elicits an emotion? So I'm not going to get into the whole like cinema of superhero movies and all this, but that movie infuriated people at the end. stirred emotions. It is a film. And I think
man.
there's so many moments in this movie, though, where you feel. And I don't know, I guess that's just Romero's heart coming through, or his let's see what happens directorial style. But I don't know.
He had the balls to say, you know what? Everybody dies. The end. Everybody dies. The end. And it wasn't a time where everybody dies. The end. You know? It was, oh, we will survive. And there is now a cure for zombies. Yay! You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite sci-fi movies, War of the Worlds, the Martians come, stomp mankind in less than a week.
Yep.
They dropped in the George Pal version, they drop atomic bombs on them. The Martians, no, stomp mankind, dead, stomp, stomp. And there is no hope in that movie.
Yep.
And then suddenly the disease gets them. The end. And people are like,
the aliens get sick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Disease, just basic bacterial diseases get them.
That's funny.
But that is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. Even that old George Pal version with that, it's an iconic sound. And, you know, I bet you Romero grew up watching that movie like, yeah, okay, let's erase the world, man. Let's not make a happy ending, actually. Yeah.
Do you think Day of the Dead was too unhappy?
Day of the Dead was definitely bleak, but it's the logical conclusion, man.
Yeah.
Because people, like you said, you know, the people work together, things get done, they take the mall, everything is fine. But these people here, they don't have the supplies, and their goal is to find a cure.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. The soldiers are scared. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. Nobody even knows what the cause is. And like the doctor says, R.I.P. that guy, Richard Liberty, 400,000 to 1. It's game over, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing in this bunker?
You're Hudson. Yeah. You're Hudson and aliens.
Yeah, it's a wrap. What are we doing in this bunker talking about a cure? 400,000 to 1. The smartest zombie in here still can... Aunt Alicia! He barely speaks English. Oh, no, there's no cure. And like my man with the bad Jamaican accent. What are we still doing here? Let's go, you and me. Let's go to an island. We make babies. And tell them never to come back here and touch these teens, no man.
If they remake that movie, you need to get cast in it.
Because we don't believe in what you're doing here, Sarah.
Oh, dude. Well, I thank you for promoting this movie, man, and telling me we should do it, because I loved watching this again and like having this conversation.
No problem. It's brilliant and dark, man. It's amazing.
What are we talking next?
I don't know, man. It's too bad your show is movie, films, and flicks, because then I would say let's just talk about Pinky and the Brain. Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Those idiots.
Ren and Stimpy, yeah.
All right, so that was Ren and Stimpy. I just mixed up Pinky and the Brain and Ren and Stimpy.
Children.
Talk about the tick. All right, so no, this was fun, man. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Cube Morvan, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Saskatoon!
Cube!